I just don't want to be with someone who's so... I start packing my bag. I'm like, no, this is over. This relationship, not gonna work anymore. 10 years down the drain. I don't care. I'm packing undies. I'm packing my skincare. This is foreign. I feel like I haven't vlogged in a minute to the point where I got a fucking selfie stick because I was like, maybe I just need to start vlogging again because there's no way that I should be okay for the past few months. This has been my daily routine the past few months. I wake up in the morning, I work with the IM team, we be researching. I take a lunch break, then I go back to research, then I take a dinner break, then I go back to research, and then at night, I take a little bath, and then I read smut. Like, there's something in my brain chemistry that probably is shifting and changing for the worse, so I'm gonna go outside. Not today though, but eventually, and maybe this will motivate me to go outside. I just want to show you guys a few life updates. The first one being, this is my new husband now. I've decapitated him and put his head on a suitcase because it's been going on. And I'm gonna talk about it, but first, we just got back from New York. I need to finish unpacking and I forgot this freaking vlog camera. That's how little I've been vlogging. And we took Sophie to New York. I think I have some iPhone footage. We took my 3-year-old niece to New York and my sister came and joined us a little bit afterwards. We had a few days with her.
Hey, and you need some new socks.
Oh, these are my favorite socks. Anyway, my 3-year-old niece lied to us. We almost divorced. That's very dramatic. Don't freak out in the comments. We're fine. I had a phase that I was going through where I was just threatening people. We're gonna get into it. But before we get into that, I do have to talk to you about how I almost deleted my husband from my life. That sounds so serious. Like the way it sounds so real, but it's not. Okay, before I tell you all about how I deleted my husband from my life, or you know what, almost deleted my husband from my life, it's a long story.
So I'm not here?
No, you almost weren't.
Oh, almost.
No, you almost weren't. Okay, so last weekend, I'm tippy-tapping on my iPad on the couch. I'm an iPad girly, and I have a bowl of frozen grapes. I'm living my best life. He comes over and he's like, honey, what are you doing? And I'm telling him I saw this shady website selling these shady things. It's like a random website that does kind of sell some shady clothes, okay? And I go, I'm just giving my email address to this website so that I can get a discount. And I'm like, but the problem is it's not working, so I'm gonna need to use your email. And his eyes are about to pop out of his skull. He's like, honey, that is so dangerous. Don't go around giving your personal information to every website. Don't you know what a data broker is? He didn't say it like that. It was just more like, what are you doing? Dude, this is dumb. Okay, don't be doing this. But he starts telling me little horror stories. Basically, data brokers are faceless online corporations that collect your personal information, like little data goblins, and they sell your information to whoever wants to buy it. Honestly, data brokers grab any data you give them and they create a profile of you that contains your name, emails, photos, videos. They can even take your family members' personal information through your accounts. Then they sell these profiles to literally anyone that wants your information, which could be ad companies, but it could also be scammers and stalkers. My husband is telling me all of this, and in my head, I am suddenly remembering, and I'm starting to spiral because I remember hundreds of websites where I have willingly given up my email and phone number. But thankfully, instead of having a mental breakdown, I go online and I find a website called Delete Me. Delete Me is a hands-free subscription service that will remove your personal information that's being sold online. Basically, they have a team of experts that will comb the internet for shady sites that are storing your information, like your name, address, phone number, photos, and they will remove that information. When you have a Delete Me subscription, they regularly scan websites for your information and routinely delete them. You get this personal report where you can see all of the websites that used to store your information. I will never be the same person before and after looking at my first report.
And we actually used it for years already before this.
Yeah, he found Delete Me a long time ago, and then I didn't think about it because he was handling it. But if there are any websites I'm especially concerned about, I can even make a custom removal request. Delete Me has removed my information from hundreds of data broker websites at this point. I personally recommend Delete Me because I just sleep better knowing that a team of trusted experts are helping to protect me from potential identity theft, stalking, harassment.
It's just shocking like how much information is out there.
Because what I thought was, I don't go on that many websites. Like, I go on the few little shopping websites. Once in a while, I go on a shady website to buy something that I probably shouldn't buy in the first place. But most of the time, they're like big names. I'm like, That's fine. It's not fine. Get 20% off Delete Me US consumer plans when you go to joindeleteme.com/mango and use promo code MANGO at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/mango, code MANGO at checkout. And thank you, Delete Me, for sponsoring today's video, and let's get into it. I just want to show you guys what's been going on in my life really quick before I go downstairs. I've been watching these videos about how to motivate a team of people and like collaborate and like get hyped together. This sums up my life. This sums up everything that I do in my life. It just fucking backfires. So I'm reading all these articles about like,
how do people feel appreciated working on a team? Like what you should be doing for your team.
And they say you should have outings with your team. Sometimes you gotta go get lunch together. And I'm like, that's sounded like a 회식, okay? And we eat good lunch. 회식 is when Korean employers force you to go out to dinner after work, off the clock, unpaid, and you have to sit there and S your manager's D. You have to be like,
oh my gosh, you are so good at pouring soju and trying to essay me off.
No, apparently that's like the thing. Yeah, it's really bad, really terrifying. And so I was like, okay, I need to look for other ways. I started ordering cakes. I would have like weekly surprises planned where I'd be like, I was getting the girlies like Dior lip glosses, and I was like, okay, no, we need something more innovative, something more exciting. So I had massages lined up for everyone on the team. I'm like, it's booked, it's ready. You go there and you de-stress. You let it just come out of your system. Anything you need, just let me know. So they go to the massages. I couldn't even book one place because I wanted them to go at the same time, right? And it would be better that way. So it was 2 different places. They all carpooled, and then they came back afterwards. When they walk in, they got oil in their hair because you know how they massage you and they massage your head. Some of them look really happy. DC was like, that was the best shit I've ever had. One of our girly pops, I love you, okay? She looks like she got fucked up. And so I'm like, wait, what's wrong? Like, did you not like it? Was the massage too rough? Because sometimes they like really go in and it hurts. It's not a pleasant experience. And she goes, wait, I just have a question for everyone. So everyone goes, yeah?
How was your massage?
It was good. It was really good. Why?
Oh, did you feel at all manhandled?
And they're like, wait, what? No, I didn't. And she proceeds to tell us how all of them had male masseuses, which is fine. She's telling us about how she gets on the table and this man, he comes in heavy. He's elbow greasing this, okay? And she's like, ooh, it's painful. So she's already preparing herself for like getting out all the knots. And she's topless. She's laying there, chest on the table. And she remembers at one point, he lifts this arm and he's trying to stretch it all the way back like this. However, she's almost levitating off the table now. And she's not wearing anything, meaning her boob is just levitating, right? So then she said, in that moment, she debated, do I fight it? She said she fought it. She went like this. But he kept going like this and kept pulling it back. So she's just levitating, boobies out. So she's like, okay, this is intense. Then he comes around and does it on this side. He's just going in everywhere. And she comes back looking like she got in an MMA fight.
And then we ask her, would you go there again? She said, I gotta think about it. So it's not a no.
It's not a no. She went online to look at reviews about this masseuse to experience if there were other people who were resisting. And everyone was just like, he's the best. And so she's like, wait, what am I missing here? That was my attempt at team building. I think I'm just gonna stick to cakes. That was intense. Okay, we're gonna go downstairs so that this guy can ice his lips real quick. I ordered some food because I was getting a little hungry. This is a chicken salad. This looks really interesting. Last night, my husband was leaning over to kiss me, and I could just see. I think if I were to take his crusty lip crustings off, it could be breadcrumbs.
You know, like a mac and cheese is red with breadcrumbs.
It's because every time we go to New York, I don't know what it is, but he said the New York water does not like him. So he comes back with some dry, crusty lips. And I'm like, you know what? I can give you a lip mask.
No,
and we can have
I literally asked you for it.
You asked me for lip balm.
He wanted something gelatinous that could stay on overnight while he's asleep. And so I'm like, this is really cute. We could have a little self-care night. I go into the bathroom and I'm rummaging through the cupboards and I find this little mask, this one-off lip mask. It's a skincare company and they're usually all about all natural ingredients. It's probably gonna be really good. So I call him over. He puts on this lip mask and he's
like, oh, it burns. It burns. What do I do? Are you sure I'm putting this on right? I don't think I'm supposed to feel like this. It doesn't feel good.
And I'm thinking either A, he's being a weenie baby,
No,
or
because
B,
my lips are all cracked.
yeah, it hurts. I know.
It hurts, yeah.
So I grab the little packaging before I throw away and I take a look. It's a lip plumping, maximizing lip mask. 10 to 20 minutes and it's going to irritate your lips because they usually use some sort of pepper in there.
Yeah, so I got some really juicy lips right now, guys.
Really juicy.
Hi, Tiffany. Let me explain what's going on. I didn't vlog any of this while I was in New York because I forgot my vlog camera. So we went to New York with Sophie. Sophie had slept over the night before she went. The next morning, we're all in a busy rush to get out of here to make it to the airport because we're traveling with this kid. The minute that we sit down waiting at our gate, I remember something. And I look at my mom, I look at Sophie. I don't want to say anything because I'm scared. And I try to touch my mom's bag. I don't feel anything. And so I straight up say, Amma, did you bring the RABBIT? Did you bring her favorite fucking stuffed animal that Tiffany gifted her when she was like 100 days old, a year old, or something crazy? This was like right when she was born and she's been obsessed with this rabbit. She calls it her little toki, which is rabbit in Korean, to the point where it was getting so nasty, so stinky. Tiffany bought her a second one, thinking, okay, like we can try to slowly replace it. It looks the same, it feels the same, it's the same exact brand. She hates the second one. She doesn't like it. She only likes that one.
That's her friend, yeah.
Anyway, we forget Toki in Atlanta. We get a picture from Tiffany. I'm gonna insert the picture because why the f is Toki
So what happened
sitting
when
like
you got
that?
home? That's the first thing you noticed?
Yeah, it's obviously sitting on there. And so we're like, okay, what do we do? We're texting Tiffany, you gotta overnight ship it or something. And he's telling me,
You guys are so dramatic, it's not that big of a deal.
I'm texting my sister and my sister texts me, I mean, it's fine. You guys are never gonna get any sleep, but it's fine, honestly. Like, it's not a big deal. She'll only kill all of you. And so we're like, okay, there's nothing we can do except board this plane and maybe we'll get it FedExed overnight. We board the plane. She's a fucking mess. She's screaming for Toki. The whole plane can hear her screaming for Toki because she was feeling sleepy and she only sleeps with Toki. And so we had to come up with this whole lie where we said Toki is going to the airport separately, is getting on a different plane and is gonna fly to New York. And she said, okay. And she gets better. She gets better. And then an hour later, she'll be like, Toki. And then we'll be like, no, Toki's coming. And then she'll be like, ante, which is when. When. This should have been the biggest red flag for this trip because Tiffy, you don't understand what happened on this trip. You don't understand. I thought Sophie was still the Sophie I knew.
It's only been what, like 3 months?
It's in 3 months since we spent a long time with her. Like, we'll see her, but we don't spend like days with her clumped together. And we started noticing so many crazy things. We can't even say anything in front of her. Okay, every day we're out there on our computers in the little living room. I'm working, he's working on his stuff, we're all working, okay? He goes to the bathroom and my mom goes, oh, Kyoda, Panda 어디 갔어? Which is like, where did he go? And then my mom is trying to get her to talk, so she goes, oh, what was Panda doing earlier today? And she goes, watching TV. She thinks every computer is a television. So she thinks all day I'm sitting there watching TV.
Did we tell you about the way she lied?
Okay, so my sister gets to New York.
Separately. She came like a few days later.
She had work and she arrives and this is like what, 12 noon? And my sister's like, oh my god, I've been up all night. She took like a red eye and she's like, Sophie, you and I, let's go take a nap. Like mommy's gotta take a nap. And Sophie's sitting there and she thinks and she goes, I already took a nap.
3-year-old, guys. 3-year-old.
And I look at my mom, and my mom goes, no, she didn't. And so then my sister is looking at her like, oh. And she goes, you took a nap?
I took a nap.
When did you take a nap?
Earlier today. Over there on that couch, I took a nap.
Can you believe this right now? She gave time, date, location. She's a
She has
really
a
good...
whole alibi. Yeah.
She does. Yeah, my sister just told her,
Pretty girl, so am I.
Okay, so I was like analyzing her. I felt like a child psychiatrist over there. I'm like watching her play in her little dollhouse. First of all, during the assembly of her dollhouse, she kept going,
Oh my god, this is terrible.
I'm like, what the hell? Because I guess there's pieces everywhere.
Oh my god, this is terrible.
So then we get her these little stuffed animals and they're in the dollhouse and she goes, okay, Bobo, and she made them kiss. So she's sitting there and Sophie is playing with I bought her bunnies in New York. I got her a mommy bunny and a baby bunny. And they're going to the playground. The baby bunny goes, Mommy bunny, can we go to the playground and play?
Like Sophie is talking to herself right now. Didn't you record that?
Yes. And then the mommy bunny goes, Ande, we can't. We have to go home. And I look at my sister and she goes,
I never talk to her like that. I don't know where she's getting this from. I do not talk to her like that at all, ever.
And then Sophie goes, okay, mommy bunny, let's go home. And immediately this bunny goes, aitake, which in Korean means, oh, good kid, good kid.
그정말 집을 갈까요? 아니요. 유치원까지도? 네. 알았죠? 유치원 집에 가자. 알았죠? 네, 엄마. 착해.
Bro, the way that she's just like
Exposing us.
Yeah.
I got my husband here with me. Guys, I know, the title is dramatic. This video is about to be really dramatic because I went through a drama phase. I went through a yapping phase and this time I went through a drama phase. Okay, the past few months, I will say, have been some of the hardest months of my life. Like my personal life outside of this relationship. And you know what that means? That means we're gonna be fighting. Because I don't know what it is. I feel like when we first started dating, we would have actual fights. I feel like there were substantial fights where we're fighting about very specific issues in our relationship.
now we just like wake up, fight.
Yeah, now we don't have really fights. What we do is we're both really stressed out about something outside of this relationship and then we just want to fucking fight someone is the feeling. Because I cannot for the life of me tell you what this fight even started with because obviously it wasn't important. Most of our fights are the same general setup, which is we're really stressed outside of our relationship and then we start snapping at each other like,
Why did you talk to me like that? Why would you say something like that to me?
yeah, so that's what happened. I told some people we work with this story and they thought it was redonkulous. This recently happened in the span of the past 2 months. Okay, I'm gonna bring it back to the beginning.
In the beginning.
Here's my thing. When I get into fights, I will fight it out and I will not go to sleep until the fight is resolved. I don't care what it is. I don't like to go to sleep angry. I don't think it's appropriate. I feel like the minute I go to sleep angry, our relationship is over. Because what are we doing? We gotta reset for the next day.
Tomorrow should be a happy day.
But this fight that I don't recall was so bad in my head at the time that I was like, no, this calls for the ultimate end, okay?
I'm leaving.
A part of me also wanted to be a little dramatic. I wanted the whole moment of him chasing me and being like,
No, baby, don't leave.
this is where I got triggered, okay? We were in the office and I remembered this distinctly and we're arguing and I go,
I'm gonna leave.
and then I waited. I paused. You didn't say anything. So I was like, now I gotta leave. So I come upstairs and I close the door in the closet and I wait.
Now I know.
No, you'll see. Now you'll see. He adapts, okay? So then I wait in the closet. I don't hear footsteps. So I start packing my bag. I'm like, no, this is over. This relationship, not gonna work anymore, okay? 10 years down the drain. I don't care. I'm packing undies. I'm packing my skincare. My 11-step process. I'm packing all 11 steps because I said, well, doesn't matter. My skin must be okay still. I'm packing everything. I throw it into a bag. I go downstairs and he goes, no, honey, please, let's talk it out. And I go, no,
I'm leaving.
I get the car keys. He's like, no. And I'm like,
No, I'm an adult. You can't stop me.
your sister was here that day. She happened to be here and she's watching the world's calmest I'm leaving fight. And she's like, what the fuck is going on? And I go, Tiffany, don't stop me. And she's like, nobody is stopping you because we're so confused right now. And my mom is like, okay, do you want me to come? And I go,
No, I need space.
And so I get in the car and I start driving. On my phone, I'm like looking up where I want to go. And recently, I know the restaurant Nobu had opened up. And it's inside of a hotel. The Nobu Hotel. I've never been to a Nobu Hotel. Okay, so I'm like, I'm going to the Nobu Hotel. So I start driving. As I'm driving, this car smells like ass. I had to drive with all the windows down because the car is so stinky. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't know how to park well because I haven't driven in so long. My parking is ass. I might hit someone as I park. I can't valet because it smells like stinky socks in here and I don't know why. So I start driving around the parking lot and for some reason it happened to be jam-packed. This Nobu Hotel is connected to a Lifetime Fitness. There was a lot of gym bros. And they were all taking up space. I'm looking for a parking spot. I get a phone call from him. Ignored. I'm not picking that shit up. Are you kidding me? No. This relationship is over. For what? I don't recall. I was being so dramatic. I was genuinely
I was probably more dramatic.
Yeah, like I was truly so stressed from life.
It was wild, yeah.
Yeah, no, like it was probably I would say the past 6 months have been some of the hardest months of my life. Everything has been really crazy.
It's getting better.
Oh yeah, it's gotten so much better like the past 2 months. Yeah, but like before this, life was like, hey, you, come here.
No, I'm gonna fuck you up.
That was what life was saying to me. So anyway, I'm driving around the parking lot. I get a call, reject. Then I get another call, reject. Then I get another call and I'm like, you know what?
I'm gonna pick up and tell him to stop calling me.
So I pick up the phone and I go, what? And he's like, where are you? I'm like, you don't need to know. He's like, are you at the Nobu Hotel? And this is when I realized that the car has a app and he can see where I am on the app. And I'm like, bitch, this is so annoying. But since you asked, yes, I am, and I can't find a parking spot. And I'm getting really stressed out right now. And I'm getting overwhelmed because there's no parking spot. And then if I park at the very back in this really dimly lit parking spot, then I have to walk all the way to the elevator and it's kind of creepy. It's kind of creepy. And he's like, why don't you valet? And I go, no, you don't even understand what's going on right now. The car smells like ass. And I'm saying this with a straight face. Okay, I'm crying.
The car smells like ass. No, I can't.
Okay. Do you want me to come and park the car for you?
No, I don't need you.
And then I find a parking spot. I park the car. And I go, okay, I'm gonna go now. He's all, are you gonna be okay? No, I don't know what to say to the receptionist with the front desk. What do I say? He said, okay, I can go online and book you a room right now. What kind of room do you want? No, I don't want you to do anything for me. And I'm sitting in the parked car outside the hotel. And like, there were times where eventually 5 minutes in, the conversation got so ridiculous, we're both giggling, like quietly. Like, I would be so serious, like,
no, I can't because I don't even know what to say to the front desk. I haven't done this before.
And then we would both start quietly giggling. And then at one point he goes, shh, shh. And I'm like, why are you shushing me? And he goes, shh, I can't laugh right now because then Tiffany's gonna think I'm talking to someone else. Like, it looks really suspicious that you just left and I'm on the phone hee-hee-ha-ha with someone.
Yes.
So then we start giggling even more. I spent an hour, we're on the phone for an hour, like giggling back and forth quietly. And then like I would remember we're in a fight mid-giggle. So I'd be like, I'm gonna hang up now. But then I wouldn't hang up because I can't go inside. And so then he was like, do you just want to come home now? And then he's like, we can make dinner. I can order something. We can go out to eat. We can do whatever you want. Do you want to come home? And then I couldn't say yes. I had to wait for him to ask me at least once more.
Because, you know, dignity.
So then eventually he stays with me the whole drive home. We're just on the phone. And then I get home, no dignity. My mom and Tiffany are like, you're back? Already? So I'm like, I don't want to talk about it, but this car smells like ass. outside on a car tour and we found 2-week-old boiled eggs in the back that my mom was gonna take on a golfing trip. She has no sense of smell. She's been driving around in that.
She's been picking people up too.
She starts having a crisis. It went from me having a breakdown to my mom going, I was picking up my friends in that car. Oh my god. And we're like, okay, this is so ridiculous. Fight over. We're back together. Like, I know there's gonna be one person that's like, this is so toxic. It was the most calm fight we've ever had. It was just like,
No, I'm leaving.
like, we were genuinely just so stressed, okay? So then a few weeks later,
Now we know.
now we know even more. Now he times it. Now when something stressful happens in my personal life, whether it be from, I don't want to call it work, but like, you get it, like stuff or family, he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna book a room in the Nobu. She's gonna try to fight. So a few weeks later, some shit goes down, right, in my life. And I don't know why. I was like,
Why are you talking to me like that? You're being so rude, and I just don't want to be with someone who's so rude to me.
he was not even rude, okay?
I probably was.
He probably like was like a little snappy, okay? And then I'm like, no, I can't do this anymore. I go into the closet. I'm leaving, okay? I'm leaving. I start packing the same bag. I start packing. He comes over into the closet and I'm thinking he's gonna be like, babe, I'm sorry. It's okay. Like, you don't have to do that again. Remember last time? But no, he grabs his backpack and starts packing. And I start getting confused. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm packing.
Where are you going? I'm leaving. You're not leaving. I'm leaving.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna go with you.
No, you're not. I don't want you to come with me.
No, it's okay. Where are you gonna go this time? The Nobu?
I'm going to the Nobu Hotel and I don't want you to come with me.
Yeah, okay. That's okay. I'll just get a separate room.
I'm like, what the fork is going on? And I kept saying, no, I don't want you. I need space.
I need space.
And he said, yeah. We're not getting the same room. Don't worry. And he just keeps fucking packing. He's packing his skincare. So I'm
My 12 steps skincare.
yeah, and I start giggling because what the heck is going on? And I'm like, you can't come to the hotel with me. And he's like, why not? He's treating this like we're going on vacation. And then I realized, what are we doing? That is so goofy. That is so fucking goofy. That, y'all, has been our biggest fight yet. And then we had another fight. So now we're just like gonna stay married because of that. I was being so serious and I was trying to tell someone about this whole situation. This is when I noticed how goofy it was, okay? So I was telling her about it and I'm like, yeah, no, like we've been getting into some crazy fights recently. I'm like dead ass telling her about these fights in this tone of voice. So then I was packing my bag and the whole time she's trying to hold in her smirks and her laugh. And I'm like, what's so funny? And she's like, you do realize like these are the most redonkulous couples fights I've ever heard in my fucking life ever. And so I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not welcome here. Guys, I think that's gonna be it for today's vlog because I think we should go pack our things and go to Nobu now. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna get back to vlogging. I just feel like I haven't left the house and I haven't really done much, but hopefully I can get out more. I'm gonna go crazy. That's not true. I go out for 5 minutes and I'm like, I gotta go back home. But then like, you know, sometimes I should touch some grass. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and I'll see you guys in the next one. The soft